Hey everybody, what's up? So I kind of want to talk about something a little bit different. And unfortunately, some people are going to get mad at me for this, but hear me out. When it first came out in theaters, I saw one of the best movies of my life, The Princess Bride, and I still love it to this day. The idea of a grandfather reading this wonderful, wonderful story to his grandson, filled with action, everything else. Billy Crystal, I'm sorry, was one of the best characters in it as Miracle Max, and I just love that. And the thing is, yes, it was a book. I felt the book was lacking. Not gonna lie. It was one of those things where, just like The Mist, I saw the movie before I read the book. One of the things that I kind of noticed is when I was in school, you didn't see the book. It was basically one of those things that I had to track down from a bookstore. I don't remember if I had it ordered or not. And I read it, a few years back, and I did actually give away my copy of the book because I read it once, I didn't enjoy it. And the reason is, the book, the narrator talks about he had his secretary, his assistant, find a copy of the book. And he talked about how his father read to him from the book, and he later finds out his dad only told him certain parts. While there is that family connection, I do feel that part of the reason why I didn't like the book had to do with the fact that it's one of those things where when I read a book, I want to be able to imagine what's going on, even if I've seen the movie. And trust me, there are a lot of movies I've not watched because they're based off of books. In fact, I'm reading one of the longest books that I've ever had, Stephen King's It. That's going to take me a while because I read several books at once. Um, so there is that. I think that part of the reason why the book doesn't live up to the reputation it could have is it almost seems like the author could have done a better job with descriptions, that the movie did better. Um, I'm one of those people that can like hear the words in my head. I can picture what's going on, but I didn't get that from the book. It was dry. And the author, the narrator talks about how, oh, there's several parts that, his dad left out and he didn't know about. Well, that kind of kills it in a way because when you read a book, you want the entire thing, and it feels like he's just going through what he knew. And when he had it tracked down for a birthday present for his son, it sounds like he wasn't interested in reading it. He just wanted a bike. That was it. That kind of gives you an idea of the fact of what kids are like today. You don't see a lot of kids. Well, there are kids that read, but the problem is there are more kids that I see who are, attached to a mobile device. I do see at my job a lot of younger kids whose parents are buying them books and they don't have a problem with it because they are encouraging their kids to read. And the reason why this movie works so well is there is so much imagination, there's so much detail that the book could have had. The idea of the Dread Pirate Roberts, his connection with Buttercup, the whole kidnapping thing, it really does not have that actual feel to it. Maybe I'm wrong. If somebody could prove me that I'm wrong, prove that I'm wrong, and they can prove, hey, it's a good book, go for it. Feel free to. Um, the fact that I saw the movie first, I don't feel like it clouded my judgment. Just to me, the book, it didn't feel right. It really didn't. It just felt like I was reading something completely different. It's like when I watched The Mist and I read the book. The book was a lot better than the movie in so many aspects. And I think, that's what does it. And there are books that I've tried to read, that doesn't happen that much. The Green Mile, for example, wonderful books. I read the serial as it came out, and I love the books. And the movie, while it does have some changes, it is worth it. The Blackstone Chronicles is one that I wish they would have turned into a movie. It is very interesting. I know as a video game, it's a 6 part. It's a beautifully told story. I'm trying to read through The Shawshank Redemption. I have seen the movie, but I want to compare it. 1408, which is another King movie, King story based off the movie. That is another one where I like the movie a lot better than the story. And it just has to do with the movie is so fleshed out. You get a better feeling. It's very intense. It's just set right. And the short story just it lacks. It's one of those things that obviously feels like it's lacking. And if you're a big King fan, you saw the movie, maybe you would not have liked it. Maybe you would have liked the story more, but it's one of those things where the story just it doesn't the movie doesn't more justice. Um, I've yet to see The Shining, but King admitted he didn't like it. I've seen parts of it, and I can kind of understand why. Um, Serpent of the Rain. Wait, what is it? I can't. I think it's a Serpent and the of the Rainbow or something like that. Serpent and the Rainbow. Sorry, which is not a fiction book. It's actually nonfiction, and it talks about what actually the voodoo is like versus the movie. The movie, because of the snake in it, scared the crap out of me as a kid. Watching when I'm older, it does work as both this sciencey nonfiction book and movie, because I think the movie did take a lot of the voodoo aspects and it worked with it. So that is another one where I think it worked. Um, One other movie that I want to watch, and I've read the book, is called The Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson, and it's where he and a friend of his walk through the Appalachian Trail. So I mean, I'm kind of don't have my hopes up for that one, but I'm hoping it's a good one. Uh, Trying to think if there's anything else. I've not completely read the. I know I'm gonna get crap for this. I've not completely read all the Lord of the Rings books. I've never watched the movies. For some reason, they just didn't appeal to me. I don't know why. Call of Cthulhu. There was a black and white, kind of like old time feeling movie that was done in stop animation, which is a newer film much later. It worked. I mean, it was a really great adaptation. It was like made in the style of a silent film. And I know a lot of people are not into Lovecraft because of his viewpoints, but it is a good movie and a good story. I'm going to give it that. And I look at more of the story aspect. I don't approve of his racist views in that. I absolutely don't. But it did work as a film. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Um, I've watched a lot of movies that are based off of books. Well, not a lot, but I'm trying to think. So yeah, Green Mile, was one of those that, like I said, that worked. I just think Shawshank Redemption, like I said, that's another movie that I watched before I read the story. And if you want something completely off mark, if you've never seen the movie Lawnmower Man, they said it's based off of a Stephen King story, but they was bull crap. That was not based off of King's work. That was just horrible. Um, Stephen King stuff, I've tend to watch more of. I never saw the Dark Tower book. Movie. I'm sorry. I don't remember what reason. Another King movie that I liked the book and the movie was The Dead Zone. I think that was a really good one. I'm almost out of time because this is a newer channel. So hopefully when I gain more viewers and more watch time, I will be able to do longer stuff. But I kind of want to focus on like this movie aspect of movies versus books. Some of the stuff that I liked and I didn't like. That's really all I can think of at the moment. Maximum Overdrive. I saw quite a bit of the movie. I actually kind of liked what I saw in the movie. I have a copy of it now. I want to watch it because I read the story beforehand. Uh, and that's kind of one of those ones that I kind of really want to see how good it was. I've not seen Carrie. I'm not interested in it. I read the book, but to me, there's kind of stuff that could have been left out. That's everybody. I'll talk to y'all later. Take care. Bye.